Hi everybody, this is Terry Ryder from hotspotting.com.au. We've just published the latest edition of the Price Predictor Index, our summer 2018 edition. This is one of our most popular reports with our customers, and it's also, I think, our best report. And one of the things I like about it is that we chart the progress with markets right around Australia, not by measuring movements in prices, but by measuring changes in sales volumes. We're looking for sales activity. What we've found through our research over the years is that before we see a change in prices in a given area, there is usually a change in sales activity. Before we get a rise in prices, we're going to see an uplift in sales activity, the number of houses and apartments being sold in that area. And it works in the other direction as well. When there's a major drop-off in sales activity in a market for whatever reason, we're going to see price growth either stop, we're going to see prices decline. So every 3 months we get sales information and we analyse it for every state and territory in the country, and we look at every town and suburb in Australia to see where the patterns are. We're looking for the markets that are rising. We're also looking for the markets that are very, very consistent. Some markets just have the same level of sales quarter after quarter, month after month, very steady and consistent markets. And these are safe places to buy, generally speaking. We're also looking for markets where there's been a major drop-off in sales activity. And we put that together with other information, and we declare those small number of markets around Australia as what we call danger markets. We also identify the markets where prices have sales activity has previously been rising, but has now levelled off at a level a little bit below the peak, and we call those plateau markets. So a number of trends have emerged from this latest research for the summer edition of the Price Predictor Index, and they include the fact that many of our regional markets are now outperforming their capital cities. So in New South Wales, for example, Sydney has been obviously the -- growth market in Australia, but it's past its peak and is winding down. And now regional New South Wales has a lot more growth markets than Sydney does. But equally, regional Victoria has more growth markets now than Melbourne does, and regional Queensland is outperforming Brisbane. So regional markets are now coming to the fore, and the strongest jurisdiction that we've found from this research in Australia right now is regional New South Wales. It has more towns and suburbs with growth markets than any other part of Australia. And what it reinforced for us is that there is no such thing as the Australian property market. Economists tend to analyse Australia in terms of being a single market, a single entity with prices moving up or down by a certain percentage. And we think it's a nonsense because there are just so many different markets around Australia, all doing different things. And this research again confirms that while the Sydney market is winding down, Canberra, 3 or so hours down the road, is actually cranking up. Hobart's very strong. Melbourne remains strong, but is past its peak. Perth, which has been a down market for the last 4 years, is coming back strongly. And the research we've done for this edition of the Price Predictor Index shows that very clearly. Perth now has more suburbs with growth trajectory and its sales than it's had at any time since 2013. We've also noticed recovery in some of the regional markets that have been adversely affected in the recent past by the downturn in the resources sector. That and a whole lot more in this very detailed report, very comprehensive. As I say, we analyse sales patterns for every town and suburb in Australia, and we pick out the best performers, the most consistent markets, and we also have a section which we call our Dirty Dozen, the 12 worst places to buy based on the patterns in sales. And many of those Dirty Dozen locations right now are inner city apartment markets in certain cities of Australia. So if you're a premium member of the Hot Spotting service, you'll be getting this report from us, as you do with all our reports as we finish them. If you're not a premium member, you can buy the Price Predictor Index Summer Edition on the hotspotting.com.au website. That's it for now. Bye for now.